しとも
Okay guys, welcome back to Giawiswani's channel. Yay! Okay, let's continue where we left off. Wait. Okay, the dead of night. I'm standing outside, alone. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I'm standing outside, alone. I cast a spell on myself so none of the guards on watch are able to see me. Okay, is she going to do something dangerous? I think she will. If they saw what I was doing, there's no doubt they'd stop me. Of course they will. With a blade strapped to my hip, I hold the sword, still wrapped in silk, in my arms as I run. Okay. The air is thick and cold. It feels the way a silent, wintry night is supposed to. It's the kind of coldness that penetrates deep inside you, chilling you to the bone. Okay, this is getting Shiki's so beautiful. I head back to the riverbed. The blood has been covered up with the fresh snow that has been falling since the early evening. I lay the silk-warped sword on the ground. And then I wait. I close my eyes and the sounds of the surrounding area become clear. If that shadow really attacked me because it follows the aura of the sword, then with us both here, he should make an appearance. Oh no. If it doesn't come tonight, then I'll come back tomorrow. I'll keep doing it until I finally see it again. My aim is clear. Okay, what is clear? Vengeance. Okay, girl. If I bear even a tiny fragment of responsibility for her death, then it is my duty to slay that shadow. It's the least I can do. I steady myself, calm my nerves, and wait. It is a windless, silent night. Even the slightest sound will arouse my attention. Then, it came. A noise breaks the silence and I open my eyes. I leap forward and twist my body around in the air. At the same time, I reach for my sword. The attack comes from behind. Okay. The voice. As I turn, I see the shadow in front of me. And it's brought a friend. There's two of them! It must have been attracted by the sword as well. Yeah, because you brought that thing, Shiki. I only have one question for you. I raise my voice as I hold my sword in my hand. Are you the ones responsible for the death of that woman? Although I try to remain calm, there is a faint quiver in my voice. They do not respond, but their murderous intent is clear. Their silence is the only answer I need. Kakui! Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful! Okay, I take my sword out of its sheath. The blade, made of silver, shines blue in the light of the moon. This is for the child who lost her mother, and the mother who had to leave her child behind. I will avenge them. Oh my god, I can't do a voiceover. I'm so sorry. This is my first time to fight a real fight. However, this will probably be my second time to kill. I pay no attention to my shaking hands, gripping the handle of the sword. I am not scared. For a sinner like me, that is a welcome retreat. This is only an expression of my anger. I will not forgive anyone, whatever the cause, who kills someone who doesn't have a weapon or the ability to fight. I focus my attention on the tip of my blade and draw back. Even though I'm watching my opponents, I can tell that they're holding huge, sharp two-handed blades, but I have no idea how they're going to attack. There it is. There's my chance. Slay! In a flash, one of the shadows steps to the front. What a speed! As if sliding its body across the ground, the shadow's blade closes in on me. But it's not fast enough. Ah! Okay, I cannot do voiceover. I'm so sorry if it sounds cringy or something. With a battle cry that cuts through the air, I swing my blade and cut through the shadow. Its body, now in two pieces, rolls down the riverside. A black, smoky mist rises from the fallen body. I got him. Despite only having been fighting for a short while, I began to feel surprisingly exhausted. Well, it is your first time, of course you'll feel exhausted. I guess that's what it's like when you're fighting for your life. Just as I was saying this to myself, suddenly, the remaining shadow is standing right in front of me. Oh no! The shadow, closing in like a tornado, slashes its blade sideways. Ah! I just barely evade its attack. Okay, I'm sorry I'm swearing. I got cringy over my own voice acting. But the shadow seems intent on not letting me escape, and is able to quickly catch up to me. I prepare to defend myself once more. There is no avoiding it this time. Yeah! I'm able to intercept his attack with my sword. Sparks illuminate the darkness. After repelling its blade, I take a low swing. But this time, the shadow is able to block me. Such intense back and forth exchange goes on for a few more swings. The shadow's strength is overwhelming. It becomes evident that I'm no match for it. Don't give up, Shiki! But then, the image of the fallen mother and her crying child flashes into the back of my mind. How could you? I knock back my opponent's swing with every last bit of energy left in me. How could a thing like you understand what it feels like to lose a mother? I steady my sword once more. Back then, in my mind, the image of myself as a child is overlapped with the image of that grieving child. As life senselessly taken, all in the name of destiny, I was the child as well. Can something like you understand the pain of a person who's lost a loved one? I am filled with rage. I'll make you pay. I grip the handle of my sword with all my might. I'll cut you down, even if it kills me. Holding onto my sword for dear life, I start to dash across the snow. Its black blade and my silver blade clash with each other. In the back of my mind, I envision a woman clad in a white kimono, the person I miss dearly. Ah, her mother! The design is so pretty! Props to the creators. The creators of the English patch. They make the sprite of her mother on their own. Wow, that's like so amazing. Okay, are we done? Is this done? The next thing I know, the shadow's body is lying at my feet. It's defeated. It will never get up and attack anyone again. This thing at my feet symbolizes the very fate that has needlessly taken the life of my mother. I grab my sword and stick the blade in its body. And then I do it again. Oh my gosh, Shiki. And again. And once more.
やめた方がいい。それはもう死んでいる。
Another make him and come into the stage. I hear a voice come from somewhere, but I don't care. I must continue to kill it. By my own hands, I must destroy this... No, I must destroy this fate that robs children of their mothers. Just as I pick up my sword one more time, someone grabs my arm and forces me to turn to the side. In front of me stands a man illuminated by the light of the moon. With a kind smile, he looks directly at me.
悲しい顔をするんだね、君は。
He continues to hold on to my arm, but he loosens his grip with tenderness.
はじめまして。この世の終わりを封ずる巫女。美しく悲しき玉より姫。
He has a mysterious air about him. It helps calm me down.
君が怒り、悲しむ理由はよくわかる。宿命に母を奪われた君が、この影たちに怒りを向けるのは当然のこと。
I stare at the man, wide-eyed in surprise. He's not one of us from Gifu.He's an outsider.
君には悲しみの表情は似合わない。笑顔でいてこそ、君の美しさは引き立つだろ
う。Who are you?
君と同じ罪人だよ。
He gently lets go of my arm, and I put my sword back into its sheath.
私の名は、秋篠の古継。
Kang Kang, he is so handsome. Furutsugu, he notes.
都から急に使わされたケビ石でね。美しい姫を一目見ようと、使いの者たちに先立ってここに忍んだ。
Ah, a flirty type. Of course, I remember. An emissary from the capital? This village is supposed to be protected by a mystical barrier. How did you get in?
ある程度、術師としての心得があるのでね。
Of course you aren't. And you know about me?
ああ、君のことはよく知っている。君と僕はとてもよく似ているよ。まるで鏡のようだ。
The man standing in front of me is very charming, yet there seems to be a sad air that surrounds him.
さて、そろそろ僕は行かなくては。君も怪しまれないうちに宮に戻った方がいい。
Without giving me a chance to respond, he starts to leave. Then, as if something suddenly occurs to him, he looks back.
明日都の使者として正式にお目にかかるよ。けれどその前に、本当の君を見ることができてよかった。
With that, he leaves. I pick up the sword and hold it in my arms. My body shivers. With the excitement of the battle over, fear starts to creep over me again. Oh my gosh, Shiki. I want to hug her. At the same time, west of Izumo. Deep in the mountains of Iwami province, loud noise fills the air as the forest burns. What the heck? The sky is tainted red by the flames, and smoke pollutes the air. The fire is clearly visible from a far-off cliff. The group of dark shadows dancing inside the flames must be a family of gods fighting. If we allow that assumption, then that enormous shadow in the center of it all,
鬼ってわけか。
sitting on the cliff cross-legged, Doman Asiya watches as he takes another swig of sake. He has, he has come from the capital on the orders of the regent on the regent Sadashige Fujiwara to investigate the activities of the demon. The demon is a heinous monster that has recently been tormenting the capital. Sadashige believes this is a demon of the end times, prophecy foretold by Seimei. About this, Doman agrees well. The demon has already grown its power way beyond our control. The forest continues to burn. The noise of it fills the air. By now, many gods must have been killed. This can no longer be called a battle. It's a massacre. A smile crosses Doman's lips.
無駄なことやってんな。鬼に餌やってるだけってわかんねえかね。ま、見てる分には面白えが。
The demon grows stronger by eating the souls of those around them. This is the conclusion Doman has come to from his observations thus far.
今ならなんとかなりそうなもんだけどな。
However, that does not appear to be the case, as the clans of gods are being devastated by the demon one by one. In the world of the gods, there are power struggles as well. Because of that, it appears they can form a unified resistance to the demon.
ま、神も人間様もどうしようもなくバカって点じゃ一緒だな。しかしまあ、酒の魚にはちょうどいい。
Are you really bringing the midst of this war? Whoever you are. He is suddenly made aware of a small lizard crawling by his feet.
なんだてめえ。わしの酒の邪魔をするってことは、それなりの話なんだろうな。
はい。ぜひお耳に入れておきたいことが。
何？
なんだ。話してみろ。
兵どもが幻冬花を捕らえ損ねたそうです。被害は甚大。派遣した兵たちのほとんどがやられたとか。
So he is one of the person who looked for Gentoka?
はあ、頭数ばかりの雑魚どもじゃ、その辺が限界だろうよ。つまらん話を聞かせるな。踏み潰すぞ。
加えて、幻冬花が消息をくらませたのは気風の地であるとのことでした。
おお、そりゃあまた大した偶然だな。
Oh no.
気風の近辺にうつろが出現。これは玉頼姫に切られました。
玉頼姫自身が切ったのか。へえ、そりゃまたおっかねえ話だな。いろいろ時期が重なったよう
Oh,
だ。
I didn't read the last one, sorry.
手遅れになる前に言ってやるか。どうやら本当にてめえの言う通りになってきやがったな。生命よ。
He lets out a laugh. Then, as if just remembering something, he presses the lizard under his foot. What the heck? He looks again at the forest fire. Even now, it continues to spread and pick up strength.
いずれこの世すべてがこうなるか。はっ。こうなるとこの世も地獄もあんまり変わんねえな。
He speaks to himself as he leaves. Okay, oh my god, what the heck was that? I forget some part of the stories because it's been such a long time. I'm having a dream about my childhood. In it, my sweet mother is teaching me how to spin a top. I'm playing in the shrine garden with her. Unable to make the top spin properly, I get fed up and throw the toy off to the side. Oh my gosh. Little Shiki. Wow, I'm amazed with the creator of the port. I feel useless, as though I can't do anything for myself. With a troubled smile, my mother picks up the toy. Having seen some boy playing with a top, I whine until one of the people at the shrine made me want like it. So cute.
もう一度やってみたら？せっかく作っていただいたのだから。
But it's too hard.
何事も最初はうまくいかないものよ。何度も失敗を重ねて、少しずつうまくなるの。
But
母様が教えてあげる。
showing incredible patience towards me, Mother teaches me how to properly spin the top. After a short time, despite my clumsiness, I'm finally able to make the top spin. My mother takes my hands in joy. She is so happy for me.
私の子はとても器用ね。こんなに早く回せるようになるなんて。
Her smile is even bigger than mine. That all happened one spring day. Those events seem too distant now. Just a dream of times long past. Goodness me, my heart. I wake up from my dream and feel the morning light on my eyes. I open my eyes and slowly get up. The blueness of the sky peeks through the curtains in my room. The sunlight is so gentle. It's a peaceful morning. Everything is so normal. It's hard to believe what happened last night. Having returned my blade and the sword to their proper places, last night's event seemed like a dream even to me. Everything is still quiet in the shrine. Just look at the length of shadows projected on the floor of my room. It's obvious I've woken up too early. When I close my eyes, last night's fight replays in my mind. I was scared. This fact vexes me. I have no right to be afraid of death. But being afraid of death is normal. Don't be so hard on yourself, Shiki. Still, I feel like something's changed inside me. Something that I can't describe. I decide to go to Toshi Temple to practice my swordsmanship. Maybe it would take my mind off of things for a while. As I get ready to go out, of course the event of last night weighed on my mind. Perhaps the poor mother who left her child behind can rest a little easier. I continue to think as I head toward the Toshi Temple. No one's here. That's perfect for me. I just want to swing a wooden sword practice round on my own. I take a sword from a rack in the corner and make my way to the middle of the room. I raise the sword into the air and then swing it down. As soon as I swing down, I strengthen my grip and raise the sword again. I face forward, forcing myself to concentrate. I level the sword in front of me and then raise it once again above my head and swing straight down. Putting my whole weight into every swing, I soon start to feel tired. The cold winter air feels great against my warm body. I do the same swing over and over. Last night's fight, the man who appeared afterwards, how he knew about my mother's death. I push away all those thoughts, just swinging until I feel nothing at all. After a countless number of swings, I wipe the sweat off my brow with the back of my hand. I feel like I still haven't done enough. One more time, from the beginning. I mutter to myself as I raise my sword once more.
朝から熱心なことだな。
So handsome. Caught by surprise, I turn around to see Kuso.
刀を振って憂さを晴らすか。それは鍛錬ではない。逃避だ。
Ouch! That's hurt. Really. Kuso.
その様子では、宮中の騒ぎにも気がつかなかったようだな。
Wait, what happened? A roar?
先ほど、河原で昨日騒がれた影とやらが見つかった。まあ、すでに事切れていたようだがな。
You got busted, Shiki.
2体いたが、双方ともに黒煙を上げ、徐々に小さくなっている。どうやら死すると、悪魔のごとく消え去るらしい。面妖なものだ。
What happened then?
まあ、聞け。我も見てきたところでな。奴らをほふった者の獲物は、刀であろうよ。見事な立ち筋。いや、片方はそうでもなかったか。
You got busted. Kuso looks into me.
貴様が殺したな。偽るなよ。お前からは奴らの死が匂う。戦うなとは言わない。自分の身を守れる程度には、貴様は強いだろう。
Thank you, but from the look of your face, I have a feeling we're going to get a lecture after all.
だが、貴様が殺された女の仇を取ったところで、貴様の母親が喜ぶわけではない。
That's true. Unable to say anything, I only look at the ground.
過去のみに目を向けて刀を振れば、いずれ身を滅ぼすことになるぞ、玉より姫。
He's so wise. But that's hard, really. The silence between us is oppressive. He sees through me. I probably overlapped myself with that girl whose mother was killed. I knew what I was doing was rash from the beginning. But still... Gentoka!
ここにいたか、シキ。
Yes, here I am.
姿が見えないので心配していた。
The tension suddenly abates. Is something the matter?
客人が来た。都よりの使者とか。
Furutsugu, isn't it? He must be the man I saw last night. He appeared to be knowledgeable about our village and myself as well. Thank you. I'll go meet him. I bowed to Gentoka and put the sword back. He can probably smell the same scent Kuso did. He frowns for a moment, but he doesn't say anything. He walks by my side. Goodness me. By the time we arrive at Shinetsu Temple, Akifusa and Tomonori have already greeted our guests. In total, there are 6 of them. There's too many of them. All of them are men in their late teens or late 20s. One man stands in front of them all, acting as a representative. He must be the one I met last night. I'm taken by surprise when they all bow toward me simultaneously as soon as they see me.
正門より都の使者として参ったご様子。身分が分かった時点でご無礼なきよう結界を解き気風へとお招きいたしました。
Tomonori's voice so soothing. Tomonori explains before I had the chance to ask how they got here. I bow to Tomonori and then turn towards our guests. I apologize for making you wait. My name is Shiki, and I act as the head of this village. Please raise your heads and be at ease. There is an understanding that Gifu acts independently of the imperial court, and neither party interferes with the others. There is a story that this agreement goes back to a pact made long ago, during the time of the gods. Whether this ever really happened, I don't know, but at the very least, this is the first time since I've become Princess Tamayori that I've seen emissaries from the capital. Even if I were to go back a few generations, I don't think anything like this has occurred. Perhaps I take a side glance at Gentoka. These guys might be working with the soldiers who chased Gentoka here. It's possible that they came here searching for him. No, I should listen to them before I make any judgments. I should behave well. I should behave well as the head of Gifu. Thinking this, I take a seat.
私は秋篠の古継、都で検非違使を務める者にございます。
Suddenly, last night's event replay in my mind. When I think about it, even though it was only for a short time, he took my hand. No, now is not the time to think about this. Bearing in mind where I am, I brush aside my thoughts and focus on the conversation before me. The Chief of Security. I've heard of that. He's in charge of policing and keeping public order at the capital. What brings the Chief of Security of the capital here?
その理由と相なるのですが、こたびは朝廷の使いではなく、父である大納言、秋篠の義景の私的な使いとして参りました。
大納言のご子息が警備士などをされているのですか？
性分に合っているんです。立場もあり、父にはだいぶ迷惑をかけているようですが。
He speaks in a polite manner, not at all letting on what happened last night. I try to play along as well. I see. Your long trip must have tired you out. Why don't you all rest? We'll get you some food right away and prepare rooms for you.
それはありがたき計らい。しかしながら、下級のようにて、まずはお伝えしたいことがございます。
Of the highest urgency?
鬼にございます。
Oh, is it the Oni? The one that other day. I recorded this in another day, if you understand what I mean. I noticed Kuso stiffen when the word demon is mentioned. The demon?
都よりはるか西。石見の国で非常に力を持ったあやかしが暴れております。
Because no one really knows what this monster is, people of the capital have begun to simply call it the demon. This is how Furutsugu explains it to me.
あまりにも強力な負の気は、遠く離れた都でも感じられるほどです。
The demon is leaving a path of destruction as it heads east towards the capital. Kuso, this must have been what you felt.
ああ、それで間違いなかろうな。
We felt it here as well. When they learn of this, all the guests except for Furutsugu looks at each other. Furutsugu doesn't move at all. His posture seems to show that he has predicted that the demon was heading this way. Those shadows I fought last night, he might be thinking that they too have some sort of relationship with the demon.
ならば話は早いかと存じます。朝廷の権力を握る摂政、藤原の貞重は天下に大号令をかけ、鬼討伐のために人を集めております。屈強な兵のみならず、名のある陰陽師や法師などを都に呼び寄せ、鬼との戦いに備える様子。
While being surprised by the story that I'm hearing, a question lingers. I tilt my head and ask a question. But what makes you all come here? So far, nothing has involved us at all.
10年前、都にて当代一と謳われた陰陽術師、安倍の生命様が亡くなる直前、ある予言を残しました。
That prophecy. The world will come to an end in 10 years. The end of the world will center around one princess trapped by her bloody fate. It was the same thing Gentoka told me. It appears this prediction has had a greater influence on the capital than I had imagined.
我が父、秋篠の義景は、10年にわたる研究の結果、予言にある姫を、剣を封じる姫巫女、玉頼姫であると導きました。
Yeah, at this point, everyone's thinking it's her. I'm at a loss for words. Even such aristocrats in the capital were searched. Akifusa and Tomonori are silent as well. Having known them since I was a child, I can tell that they're shocked. It worries me that Furutsugu and the man who were after Gentoka have a lot in common. They both knew about Gifu and the prophecy. I look toward Gentoka to see what he's thinking, but his expression is blank as he listens to the story. I see now. The reason you're here is to see me. Furutsugu nods in agreement.
まさか、姫様が世を滅ぼすなどとお考えか？
Calm down, calm down. They haven't said anything yet. Akifusa asks this apprehensively. Furutsugu shakes his head.
いえ、我が父はそのように考えてはおりません。むしろ終焉に対峙し、この終焉を左右する力を持ち得るのは、玉頼姫だけとのご結論。鬼こそが、この世の終わりを呼び込む魔物とみなしております。朝廷でも、生命様の予言を信じる者は皆、この鬼を世の終わりとみなしております。四季様、玉頼姫であられるあなたに、ぜひ都までお越しいただきたい。
There is a brief period of silence. His request is so sudden. I'm at a loss for exactly how I should answer him. I understand well what you have said. I pause for a moment. However, I have a duty as the leader of this village. I first wish to hold deliberations with my council. May I have some time? Furutsugu nods in consent.
いいお返事を期待しております。美しき姫巫女殿。
Flirt much? I catch a glimpse of the man I met last night in his final response. I sense a strange tenderness in his words. After having lunch with Furutsugu, those of us happily involved in the affairs of Gifu hold a meeting. In attendance are Kifusa, head of the military, Tomonori in charge of governmental affairs, and Kuso, Gentoka, and myself. In keeping with Gifu custom, the word Princess Tamayori is absolute. Regarding military and governmental affairs... Sorry. Okay, I'm stuttering. Regarding military and governmental matters, Akifusa and Tomonori are the only ones I can consult. None other than those two are to interfere.
そもそも、剣と玉頼姫は不可分のもの。姫が都に行くのであれば、剣も持ち歩かなければいかぬ通り。
では姫様に、世の終わりを持ち歩けと？冗談じゃない。
Oh, come on, calm down. I nod my head. I agree with you. I would like to assist with the crisis in the capital if I can, but as long as the sword remains here, then I cannot go anywhere.
そもそも、最初から選択肢などない。その場で断ってやればよかったのだ。
Is that what you think?
すでに鬼の手のものと思われる魔がこの地に入り込んでいる。今朝見つかった2匹は死んでいたようだが。
So you're saying we can't expect more? Gentoka notes.
そのような状況で敵の数も把握できぬまま都への旅をするわけにはいかないだろう。
Okay, that's why.
道中 例の影の大軍勢に遭遇でもしてみろ。そこで命を落とすようなことがあれば、それこそ無意味ではないか。
These two made valid points actually. I mean, you can't go unprepared, but at the same time you're going to face them sooner or later. Akifusa's temper flares at Kuso's arrogant attitude, but Kuso speaks the truth. After some time, we invite the Imperial emissaries back to the Shinetsu Temple. This time, only Furutsugu comes. Are the others okay?
彼らは数合わせに過ぎない。この方が気楽だからね。
突然、随分砕けた口調ですね。
君たちとは、堅苦しい礼儀などない方が、互いの心を知ることができると考えた。違うかい？
It doesn't matter to us. Whatever makes you most comfortable.
姫、君も楽にしてくれていい。
This is my natural disposition.
そう。それなら仕方ないね。
Kuso begins to speak before I give answer to Furutsugu.
西に現れたまがまがしき気配については我も関心を持っている。貴様たちは、その鬼とやらについて、どれだけのことを掴んでいる？
あいにく何も。調べにやった術師や兵が、誰一人として帰ってこないものでね。お手上げさ。
Well, they're an oni and you guys are humans.
わかることと言ったら、そうだな。鬼が現れた土地は焦土となり、荒れ果てた里や森だけが後に残る。とかね。
信用のおけぬ笑みだな。言葉の真偽も定かではない。本当に全てを話しているとは思えん。
Kuso, don't be suspicious of our guests. I speak after some hesitation. It seems to me that Furutsugu is being direct with what he knows. If so, we should be more courteous in our response. Last night, what we believed to be two evil servants of the demon entered our village. They were something we had never seen before. They moved like shadows and looked as if they were made for mist.
ほう。あやかしではないのかい？
I shake my head slightly. He should know after seeing my fight last night. However, by his expression, it seems that he didn't think they were demonic underlings. Depending on how he answers, he could inform Akifusa and Tomonori of my actions last night. I've prepared myself for the possibility.
あやかしではない存在か。興味があるね。
Furutsugu doesn't bring up last night at all. He wink! Puzzled, I look at him and he just gives me a slight note. He knows that I acted on my own last night. Without passing judgment, he continues the conversation, avoiding the subject. When I realize this, I start to feel appreciative of the kindness he is showing me.
あの影はあやかしのような存在ではなかったな。神、人、あやかし。そのどれにも当てはまらない。
Have you heard of such things before? Furutsugu just shakes his head.
しかし、鬼が都よりはるか西にいるのなら、あの影どもは都の脇を抜けて気風へたどり着いたことになるのか。
都といってもそこまで広いわけじゃない。都に向かわずに北や南を回れば、いくらでも気風への道はあるだろう。
Tomonori counters Akifusa, whose previous statement almost made the imperial court sound incompetent. It's probably that the shadows came here looking for the sword. The sword, sealed away by Princess Tamayori, may be the key to the end of the world. Princess Tamayori controls the seal, therefore one must always be near the other. So the sword is probably the demon's true target. I make it clear to everyone without holding anything back. If the demon is after the sword and the shadows are drawn to it, there is a chance we will be attacked if we move carelessly.
ひょっとしたら、鬼は都ではなく、剣を狙って投進しているのかもしれない。か。
朝廷の力が借りられるのは魅力的な話ですが、やはり、ここを動くわけにはいかないでしょうね。
Yeah. I nod my head slowly in agreement. I have no intention of leaving this place from the beginning. However, if we do stay here, the demonic threat approaching people will be a huge problem for us. If we could only use magic to find out the number of underlings and location of the demon, it would make knowing what to do a little easier. Kuso concludes that such a thing would be impossible.
気配を探る術は、魂のありかを探る方でもある。あの影は我も調べたが、あれは最初から生きてなどいない。
What?
死んでいるのだ。魂なきムクロが変化させられ、不可思議な力によって操られている。それゆえ、通常の方法では気配を探ることなどできぬ通り。
We are in trouble. Those things I did battle with, they weren't even alive.
ならば、鬼とやらの明確な所在がつかめぬことも納得がいく。影が鬼から生み出されたなら、鬼も同族と見て間違いないだろうからな。
聖者を滅ぼすムクロか。にわかには信じがたいが、確かに、あの影の異質さを表すにはちょうどいい言葉かもしれんな。
If we think about it logically, it seems impossible. But the feeling I had when we fought wasn't like anything I have felt before. Fighting someone even once should have you both connect emotionally to some extent. I was taught that the true essence of battle is in your strategy, and what it is in your heart. No matter what battle you're in, being able to pick up on your opponent's feeling is essential. But last night's battle, watching how those shadows move their sword, I wasn't able to feel anything. If they have no souls, we cannot read their minds. Assuming that what Kuso said is true, the demon is able to employ powerful magic to a terrible extent. After a few moments' deliberation, Furutsugu forces a smile to his face, as if he's given in.
確かに。どうやら今ここを離れるのは危険なようだね。
話が終わったならもう行くぞ。我には急ぎの用事がある。
You have somewhere to go?
もう一度、影とやらのムクロを改めるんだろクウソ殿。
Cute. Kuso stops.
通常の方法では不可能。それは、一回の術師程度が見たのでは、という言葉に置き換えられるのでは？
貴様も気づいたか。どうやら完璧な役立たずというわけではないようだ。
Sharp mouth.
先の調べで影の本質は介している。あとは時間と我の技術をもってすれば不可能を可能にしてくれよう。
ものは相談なのだけれど、その役目、僕に任せてくれないかな。もちろん、分かったことはすべて知らせよう。都で騒がれている鬼の話を確かめるためにも、今は一つでも鬼の手がかりに触れておきたいんだ。
Do you think you can do it, Furutsugu?
僕はこれでもそれなりの陰陽師でね。そうだな。日が暮れるまで時間をくれれば、影と似た気配を探るくらいのことはできるだろうさ。
Well, that's amazing.
まあいいだろう。やるべきことは他にもある。貴様の手並みを拝見させてもらおう。
Furutsugu smiles and bows. The news that Furutsugu is a diviner is surprising. However, knowing this, I'm really counting on him now. I bow to him. With Furutsugu gone, there's nothing else we can do. Until he reports to us, all we can do is wait and pass the time. Okay guys, so we're gonna stop here now because, well, it's already a little bit late, and yeah, it's going to be very long if we're going to continue this. So we're gonna stop here now, and I will continue next time when I got the time. Okay, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye. Bye.
でしょう